Hello my friends, let's move on to the next module. This module is number 7, and we are getting into the supporting video articles, and other content options. We are on the Video SEO website silo architecture course, the ultimate conversion persuasion architecture. Okay, now we're down at the bottom. Video or non-video supporting articles. Put video when you can and make that video congruent. There's a lot of similarities to the supporting article videos and the silo landing page. The only difference is technical. The supporting articles will support the SEO and the buoyant page rank for your silo landing pages. Those of you who have been with us for a while know that buoyant page rank simply means the kind of wind beneath the wings, if you will, of the silo landing pages. Articles support the keywords and shout about the keywords via a hyperlink on those pages. So the supporting articles should link appropriately in the menu structure and in the automatic silo architecture, which is really done with software, preferably Domain Web Studio if you can get it. You can do it by hand as well using free plugins, WordPress, but it's difficult. So supporting articles support the main landing page, and they help the landing page rank higher on the searching engines. I'm sorry, they help the silo landing page from our previous module rank higher on the search engines when done properly. Okay, so that's what this module is about, the supporting articles. Now, we're going to go through it in the same way we did before, tips and oversights. Make sure that your supporting video articles answer key FAQs and your SAQs. Okay, we've already gone over this. We talk about phase 1. We give you a link to phase 1. You should have read that in the first 2 modules. And the key thing is to make sure that you do your quick start FAQ, SAQ. Frequently asked questions, should ask questions. It's still the most powerful way to write keywords. Use keywords that people are already typing in the search engines and then turning it into brand, invention, insight, and help for your users so they find your website. So just make sure that your supporting articles are painkiller articles, really. And what we mean by that, I think I actually reviewed that here. Do your 7x7 ISDNA template. We've already talked about that. If you've already done that, then these articles are going to be really simple. Now you're just going to transform those painkiller articles into video. If for some reason you've done the articles first, that's okay. Then turn those articles into videos. You might have somebody edit them down. You might have the person, if they're a subject matter expert in studio or in your company, might have them just make some cliff notes. Maybe you have somebody who's really good at Toastmasters. They've learned to speak. They can probably use note cards. You can do a low light television. There's teleprompters. If you have those, you can actually turn your laptop into a teleprompter. I don't get into much of that in this course, but that's something that's really nice that you can do. Okay. So again, painkiller method of writing articles should become a gold standard. So whether you use the painkiller article method and you've already created articles and you're going to video after the articles are written, or whether or not you're going to create the videos first and do the videos, this is what I do. I do video first, and if the videos do well, I'll start writing about it. Okay. Sometimes I do articles first, but it really depends. If I'm writing a blog post, I might turn it into a major article on the site. Okay. So whichever order you go in, whether it's the chicken or the egg, just make sure that you recognize that the whole purpose of the supporting articles in the structure is to convert. You already understand that the supporting articles are to help give you lift, to help you rank your silo landing pages, and we go over the actual link structure and the super technical non-persuasion stuff in that course, which I had you review in module 2. In module 2 we review the entire thing, plus we have droves and droves of information about this in the other courses. On this course I'm trying to make sure that you realize that you want that persuasion on that landing page. Use Domain Web Studio to find the most important keywords, and like I discussed in the silo landing page module, make sure that you don't blindly choose the keywords that DWS and Kraken tell you. Make sure that they're connected to your product, your service, and your call to action. That's the biggest mistake that people make, is they get too technical. They find a keyword that's really profitable and they go, I want to turn this into a supporting article, but they don't have anything to say about it. Their product, their big idea, their brand, their innovation doesn't say anything about that. Don't choose things that are not related to your market. I know it seems obvious, but you'd be surprised how many people still do that. Okay. So even when I write a weekly blog post, I keep the FAQ, SAQ, frequently asked questions, should ask questions, painkiller article writing method in my mind. Sometimes I even write them because it's just fast and they convert. And in my blogging, I will oftentimes choose a topic off of Quora using our Quora software called Pain Finder. And once I find the question, I'll create a great video about it, and then I'll notate that video with about 3 or 4 paragraphs. That's my favorite way of doing it. I like to go from inspiration down. I like to go from video down. Other people go from blog writing up, and that's perfectly fine as well. Just want to make clear that there's a distinction there. So even when I'm curating news stories, which is not a part of this course, the website style architecture model, even when I'm curating news stories, I'm trying to story flip. I'm trying to offer some kind of tidbit of information relevant to something timely, some kind of news event, but that's still product congruent. So I'm still trying to use news to create a painkiller article or exposure or headline, plus product congruency, even if it's indirect. This is what you call indirect selling. And then a timely story. The only thing that's been stacked on that is a timely story. Honestly, news articles don't do as well to convert products in general, converting products and services and painkiller in general, but it gets people on your site, and I like to go from my blog, drive them from my blog from a news story to an interesting but tangentially related concept to the main site, where then, if they're going to be converted, they will be converted. Okay? And the last thing in this pretty short module is use the Pain Finder software for article inspiration. If for some reason on this article section you don't know what kind of topic matter you want to cover, currently this software is called Carousel. This is April, May of 2013. This will be called Pain Finder, and it's launching in the next couple of days. This is what I love to use to find out exactly what's going on in with any keyword, because if you've done your frequently asked questions and should ask questions, you're going to have the keywords. You can just dump these keywords right in the software. It'll take you right over here, and then, like, for example, I can go right into this term. Okay, and you can see that it gives you the number of views. Okay, all associated with curation and any synonyms that it can find. There's only one synonym, but it shows you the questions. But what I love here in this software is the number of views. Okay, rather than having to poke through Quora, we're gonna bring in some forums as well and a whole bunch of other pain things in the next versions. But this is really great. So the number one question tied to the keyword curation on all of Quora is, what are the best content curation tools for daily use? 17,000 views and 45 answers. That's pretty big. Okay, what is the definition of social curation? These are great questions, and they're not only good to answer, but they're also good that you need to know them as an expert. So my point here is that you should never be in want of inspiration to find painkiller articles, because you can use the PAM method. The frequently asked questions are right there in the Pain Finder software, soon to be called Pain Finder software. And then you can just start extracting them. I literally embed them in the bottom of my blog post after I answer it formally, and then I do a Storify story, goes through Scoop It. I have a whole progression that I taught most of that progression of publishing using those third-party apps in the Curation Profits course. I'm going to bring a lot more of that into Curation Profits Update 2013, where I'll show you all of this. I've just been waiting on this software because I consider the Pain Finder software to be the ultimate curation tool. I call it question curation. It really is kind of painkiller question curation, and that's going to drive a ton of traffic and very high qualified traffic. So that's really all there is to this module, because you already have done so much with the silo landing page and the index page. The articles are just supporting the same solutions and inventions you've already learned in those two other layers, those other hierarchies. So once again, use the Pain Finder software for article inspiration. If you don't want to use this software, you can go through the web on your own, go to forums, go to Quora manually. You can go to Yahoo Answers, all that. Okay. Tip 2, make sure supporting articles are key. Articles answer key questions from your frequently asked questions as well as your should ask questions. That's all available in phase 1. You already should have gone over that. Tip 1 is use supporting article keywords discovered in Domain Web Studio to support the video site landing pages in previous lesson. Strongly recommend that you use Domain Web Studio and Kraken and TLKT to optimally select the most profitable keywords. I'm not finding that other keywords, maybe Market Samurai, but not so much. We do import Market Samurai in Domain Web Studio. We'll give you a good idea, especially when we add our calculations to it. These tools are designed to help you pick the best supporting articles, and you have to know the ratio or the relationship of the competing pages to those articles as it relates to our previous modules, which is our video silo landing pages and our index landing page. When you know what the competing pages is and how much competing traffic, then the articles can be easily calculated. Otherwise, you're doing it by hand. It's a real pain in the butt. Okay, so I would strongly recommend that you use our software or come up with a way that's easy for you to to automatically determine what articles are best and where they should go in which silo. All right. Please do move on to the next module after you have completed the tasks below this video in the members area. Thank you.